This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes,
I don't
you're
like
right.
that.
You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, July 10th. We are live, and we're talking about what you're talking about right now. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon, and I am Sam.
It's good to see Brandon's Angels back.
Oh, God.
As a whole.
So is he Charlie or Bosley? Who
I
is
think
he?
he's just an extra.
Good job, Tori. Well done. Let's get to this first story. New York is celebrating, as they should, the Women's World Cup victory with a ticker tape parade. The team rolled up Broadway. Look at them through the Canyon of Heroes as confetti rained down on them. This is only the second time in more than 100 years that a women's team has been honored with a ticker tape parade. The other time was 4 years ago when the U.S. women's team was honored for winning the 2015 World Cup. I can't believe that, Tori, that this is the second time in 100 years?
Yeah, they're killing it. So I just want to give you some breaking news because Daily Blast Live, what are we? We're live. So we get breaking news as it happens. I'm sorry I'm on my phone. But Joe Manchin is a senator from West Virginia, a Democrat, which is rare for West Virginia. He has just proposed that he will withhold federal funding, a bill, for the 2026 FIFA tournament for the men's Federal Cup if the women's are not paid exactly the same.
Wow.
So huge
for
news.
she.
Nice.
Exactly right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But I just think about that feeling. You know, you come home. My rookie year won the Super Bowl with the New York Giants.
What was that like?
It's unreal. Now, first and foremost, I want to be honest. I didn't play in that game, so I was on the float way in the back. Way in the back.
That's your team.
At the same time, you're on cloud nine. There are people just, you know, it's New York already, and there's just people lining the streets, waving to you. And then Whoopi Goldberg gave us a key to the city.
Wow.
I'm like, you giving me the key to the city like I'm P. Diddy? Strutting down that walkway. It's unreal. So congratulations.
Congrats.
There's certain teams like the Russia 1980s USA team or Seabiscuit. There's certain teams that are good for a generation, and this team was made for this movement.
Absolutely.
I love how you compared them to Seabiscuit in there.
It's true, right?
It's the horse that cured a generation of the Depression. Literally was Times Man of the Year.
Yeah.
A horse.
I know. Well deserved, that horse.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
Love that horse.
And while that parade is a huge step towards equality for women's soccer, their fight for equal pay, as Tori just mentioned, is taking center stage. The team star Megan Rapinoe sat down with CNN's Anderson Cooper to talk just about that, but she also had a message for President Donald Trump. Watch.
Your message is excluding people. You're excluding me. You're excluding people that look like me. You're excluding people of color. You're excluding, Americans that maybe support you.
Megan also opened up about her sexual orientation and says she didn't realize she was gay until college. Take a listen.
I knew when I was like 6. How can you not know?
I know. It's so embarrassing, actually, because I'm just very gay.
Did you not? You knew about gay people?
Yes, totally. I did. I know. It's like, it was, I couldn't see the forest for the trees. It was crazy. It's embarrassing.
I love how refreshing their conversation was, though. When you don't really see Anderson Cooper like that either.
No, he's like opening up. He's being very warm, very friendly. It's a beautiful interaction. But what I found really interesting is that she found it embarrassing that she didn't know until she was at that stage in her life. I don't think it's embarrassing at all. I think it takes some people time to learn who they are, what they're like, and what their future looks like.
Yeah, I think she is very engaging. I got to be honest, and she's very calm, and she speaks the truth in her way. She's not yelling at anyone. What she said also is, look, I don't put my hand on my heart because I'm in support of Colin Kaepernick, and protests are not meant, as I always said, to make you comfortable. Yeah. They are meant to make you so uncomfortable that you change. So bravo, she's really become a leader.
Yeah, and she is the face of this movement. Yeah. And it's unfortunate. I don't want to say it's unfortunate. You just always look at one person as a face. I mean, that entire team is the face, and you women are the face of this women's movement when it comes to equal rights, equal pay. But there's a lot of people out there, for some reason, who, like you said, they don't like the way that she protests, and they're like, like, oh, their behavior isn't helping their case. So what do you mean their behavior? Should they go back into the kitchen and ask for more equal pay? No, they went out and they won again for the red, white, and blue. If that's not being a patriot, then
I think it's the most patriotic thing you can do. Again, if you disagree with someone, it doesn't mean that you have to somehow. I feel like that we've come to a place in this country that it's become so extreme, right? If somebody does something that's against your ideology, they're the worst person in the world.
Right.
Instead of trying to learn from them.
Right.
And I love the way that she spoke on Anderson Cooper, because hopefully, if you don't agree with her, you can at least listen and see that other side.
You're not turned off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You gonna dye your hair purple?
I would love to dye my hair.
Sam would look awesome.
I would love.
Wouldn't
I just got a big I would love
she
it.
would look
Rapinoe.
amazing.
Yeah,
like a
be
lilac-y ashy.
We gotta ask the show if I can. We gotta ask the show if we can. Yeah. This next story has a lot of you talking on social media. There have been too many stories of white people calling the police on black people. That's a fact. Well, some have catchy names, of course. There's Permit Patty, Coupon Carl. Well, there was another incident in San Francisco, and here it is.
Please call your friend on the call box and have them come down.
They don't have to do that. You could just walk away.
I'm going to call the police right now.
Oh, yes. Call the police.
Please go.
Listen to your son.
Daddy, go. It's the better. I agree with him, Daddy. It's the better.
At Washington.
Let's go. Please, I don't like this. I don't like
He's
this.
standing in the lobby.
Daddy, I don't like this. Let's go.
Oh, wow. Now, the white man from the video has responded, and he says that there's more to this story than you might think. He says he didn't target the man because he was black, but because his father was killed by a trespasser, and that there have been trespassers and break-ins in that very building. The black man in this situation thinks that is no excuse. Watch.
I can understand that he's been traumatized. It's very, very difficult to try to communicate based on his past experiences. Personally, as an African-American male, I've been stopped and harassed at stores, different locations. I would have police officers ask me if I belonged there. But I don't let those experiences shape or define the way I see other people.
Wow. Wow. So the question is, should this man, the white man, have reacted the way he did? First of all, hearing the child speak out, oh my gosh.
And it's just unfortunate. And, you know, the man his name is Christopher Kukar or something like that has said, past experiences and fears can cloud your intentions. Well, that's your past experiences and fears. For me as a black man, for this guy as a black man, our past experiences and fears makes us angry when we think about and when we're put in a situation where we have to be confronted on a do you belong here basis.
Constantly. Right. And
so
I hear that.
I understand, yes, you want to look at who comes into your building, and even me, I live in a nice building here in Denver. Every time I walk up to my building and someone's already standing there, I pull my keys out and clink my keys to let them know that, hey, I belong here. And if there's any situation, you can close the door, I'll buzz it in, I'll even hold the door open for you, hold the elevator or whatever, but you just get tired of being in that position.
To me, and I totally respect that, to me this is a perfect storm of two perspectives coming at it, right? So you have the black man's perspective, which I cannot know, of you having to say, I live here, that's insane to me. And you also have a man who, you know, just like in this building, we are not allowed to hold the door open for people, and it's taking safety as a precaution. Now he said, can you call your friend? The guy said no. Can you get the call button? No. Well, at that point, I do understand his perspective, right? So you've made a perfect moment. And what this show does well, and that I hope CNN and the world does, is look at the story and their perspective. Don't look at the headline. A white man calls a cop on a black man. There's more here.
Right. Not only is there more here, but, and you can't ever take race out of it, because you're always going to have these inherited biases. And that's where we can have the conversations, right? But according to the people that know this man, the white man, and I hate even having to say that to preface what I'm about to say, but they believe he's very inclusive and that they've seen him do this to other people that have trespassed in this building that are a variety of different ethnicities and races, including white people. So was this a perfect storm? I don't want to initially brand someone as a racist without providing more context and being a critical thinker, and I think that's important. This one does feel different to me than the other ones. However, we can't ignore the fact of how this poor man of color must feel considering considering his history.
I mean, I think literally when you see the gentleman when he rings the police, I don't think he should have rang the police.
Yeah, maybe he could have walked him to the building or something.
He did seem very calm, very collected, and obviously he's dealing with his child who's clearly very visibly, and you can hear that the child's so upset by the whole situation, which is awful. But I think he could have taken a few more measures. He could have said, okay, I'll walk you to so-and-so's door. Maybe I know them. I can give them a call.
But what if the guy said no? Like, I'm just taking the other side, right?
I understand.
And he's every right to, because he's like, hey.
You're tired of it.
I'm tired of this. But then if he's like, no, you're really stuck here.
Yeah. But I think, again, like you said, it's those two perspectives, and it's those two different life paths and all the things that have happened. If your father's been killed by a trespasser, you've been broken into, and the gentleman saying, I'm not going to call the buzzer, I'm not going to ring the person, you are going to feel scared or worried. It doesn't matter what the color of the skin of the people
That's
are.
where we have to just be critical thinkers, and we have to talk about it instead of be a rush to judgment on both sides.
I'm glad you said we have to talk about it. I would like to see these two sit down in a town hall type setting.
Incredible.
Black people, white people, Asian people, everyone from all over. Let's hash this out.
Listening to both of them, they were both very empathetic people. I actually think that both of them would be a great example on how to do it.
Let's get them here on DBL.
Great idea.
We can have this conversation. For darn sure they can.
That is a wonderful idea, Brandon. All right. This next story is, this is a different story. All right. You can't fault a man for trying to help the less fortunate. Am I right? Well, Kanye West is building housing units for the homeless, but get this. They're inspired by Star Wars and are supposed to look like this. Luke Skywalker's house from the original film. So, what do you think? Is this genius? Is this not?
This isn't, okay, I think this is just Kanye West in his purest Kanye form.
Yeah.
Like,
but he's still helping people.
He's helping people. He's doing an amazing thing. But people are saying, why is he designing it to look in such a manner? Have you seen Kim and Kanye's house? That is pretty much what the inside of that house looks like. It's bare minimum, it's sleek, it's artsy.
But guys, it's also really smart. It's a prefabricated, you can make it easily, it's cheap, it's round, you can multiply it. This is a brilliant idea. Brad Pitt tried to do this for Katrina and the houses fell apart. So if this is actually a smart, economically and environmentally safe way of doing it, Kanye, bless you. Someone's doing something.
And I don't want to even answer the question, is it genius? It's humanitarian.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Let's take Kanye out of this. If this was Will Smith and he did something in a Will Smith-like manner that's a little over the edge, would people be sitting have a problem with Will Smith?
I'm 100% in agreement with you, and I applaud Kanye. But let me present the other side, because I read a lot of the comments. They feel like that this will further stigmatize a group of people by almost making a mockery of them, because you're placing them in kind of like an area that looks very cartoonish, and instead of like comparable housing that we would all consider as housing.
Those people haven't been to Tent City in LA then.
I know. Yeah. I know. But it's always nice to hear both sides.
Absolutely.
DBL's Live will bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, you'll meet a man who's not only a bus driver, but a tutor too. Find out how he helped a girl prep for a big test in Heartthreads. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. A music festival is under fire for charging white people more to get in than people of color. So DBL Nation, could you support an event that offers race-based pricing? Your comments coming up next.
Hi there, DBL Nation. Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital team. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right, Travis? It's Wednesday. Let's go to the desk and see what's going on over here. Oh, Chris, our fearless leader is back.
Yay! This guy is so Midwest calm, and I'm so DC.
Very Christmassy.
It is a little too much right now, but I'm so DC anxiety that he brings me down like to this level. I'm like, thank God you're back. So we want to know what you guys think, and Michael Loveland said this. Guys, that is not the house. It is the foyer, the house of Anakin Skywalker, I guess, or below ground. So for those Star Wars fans, interesting. I think it would be cool, but then again, that's coming from a totally white privileged elitist point of view. Maybe you would think this stigmatizes them further. Alvin Aquarius Pitts says his own child have more sense, and I want to bring this up to the group.
You're like my brother.
All right, guys, we have a comment I want to bring up.
Oh, please.
So Alvin Aquarius Pitts from Facebook says his own child had more sense, shaking my head, speaking about the gentleman. I think, what did you guys think about the child's response? It was so almost like guttural, like the instinct of like, let's not make this a mess.
You know what also alarmed me with the child's response? Almost as if the child had seen it before.
That's what I
believe me, I've heard a lot of people speak in favor of this young man and I'm withholding judgment, but it's almost like that child was trying to manage the situation.
Yes. And that's not his job.
That's not the child's job.
That's not the child. And that feels like a lot of responsibility for a kid.
Yep. But I do think we owe it to look at both sides.
Right.
Because if this man has also done this to anybody who he thinks is trespassing, because here in this building, I don't care who you are, I'm not allowed to let you in, even if I believe you work here, because of security reasons.
Yeah.
And I would hate if I somehow was recorded for not letting in somebody of color, and then I was coined that way. So I just want us to make sure that we look at each story separately.
You know, it's actually a perfect storm of three perspectives. The kids is included in this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for Fifth Host, when we talk about what you're talking about. A Detroit music festival is no longer pricing tickets based on race, now that one performer has backed out, and it's now receiving threats from white supremacists. Afro Future Fest representatives say they were charging white people double for tickets to ensure that marginalized communities of color could afford the experience of going to music festivals like this. But local biracial rapper Tiny Jag says she was enraged by the policy and will no longer be performing. So DBL Nation, could you support an event with race-based ticket pricing? Let's get right to your comments.
All right. Chalucci on Facebook says that's discrimination. Absolutely, Chalucci. I agree with you. I may take flack here, but I wouldn't support something like this because I'm about being progressive. And I'm all about Afro-futuristic anything, because my mom grew up and taught us these sort of things. But at the same time, where we're trying to go in life, we were trying to get rid of all that different types of segregation. And then you're trying to say that, oh, we're going to charge the white people more because they make more or because they have more means. That's disrespectful to me because I make my own money.
Yeah, you do.
And that's only $10 extra.
You make your own coin. Absolutely. I thought that's insulting to you.
Yeah.
Well, Mary disagrees from you, says on Facebook they were just trying to impose reparations. I get it. Yeah, I see what you're doing. And Michigan, I went to University of Michigan, and affirmative action, the case was there. And at a cookie stand, they sold white cookies to white people for more than the black people. And it was trying to make a statement. I get the statement. It's completely illegal. Eventbrite shut this down. You can't do it. And again, if you're talking about the future, this is bringing us into the past. So I don't agree with any kind of discrimination.
MJ from Facebook says, I call it regression. I think you're completely right. I don't agree with this whatsoever, and I think the performer did the right decision by pulling out the festival. No one should be charged more or less depending on their race and situation. I just think it's disgusting.
Yep. All right. And Amanda from Facebook says they had good intentions. I go to a lot of music festivals with black artists and all white audiences. They were trying to change that. I think it's really important for any of these venues, and we see it with a lot of artists today, offer different price tiers and even be able to give away tickets, because you do want to make sure that you can involve people that can't afford your ticket prices. I don't think it should be based on race. I think it should be more based on socioeconomic status. I think that would have been a better solution.
Yeah, Gregory from Facebook says everyone ought to boycott this event and let it fail. We can voice our opinions with our wallets. The thing is, now that it's viral, we're talking about it, I don't think this event is going to fail. I think people are going to come out the woodworks and go and purchase more tickets to be there. But at the same time, regression, like MJ said, this is regressive. I want to be progressive with what we do with everything we do from now on.
I do think it'll be shut down. I think Eventbrite won't allow this to happen. I don't think they can.
Just the ticket part, right?
Yeah, it's the event space.
Okay.
I don't think they'll allow it. Marty from Facebook says, if this were an event that was charging people differently based on gender, there would be an uproar. This isn't okay? Absolutely right. Protected characteristics, race, gender, sexual identity. You can't be hypocritical here.
Yeah. All right. Well said. Thank you for writing in. Fans hyped up for a Breaking Bad reunion are angry at the show stars. Raquel, please share the news at the moment.
Well, Sam, fans say Breaking Bad stars Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul pulled a fast one on them after teasing a hot new project since last month. It all started with this Instagram photo they both posted, captioned soon, followed by a picture of the two that said even sooner. Breaking Bad lovers were sure a movie announcement was about to drop. But it turns out the two stars are getting into the liquor game. with a new mezcal called Dos Hombres. Online reaction was swift, with many calling the news a total disappointment. Now, it's not all bad news. There is a Netflix project allegedly in the works, but we'll just have to wait and see.
I do love me some mezcal.
That's a Breaking Bad disappointment of a thing. Don't do that. You know we're all going to think one thing.
We all thought one thing.
The drug mules, the picture of the mules. Don't do that.
But great marketing.
I think amazing marketing. They're clever. They played
like
everyone, and now everyone knows about the brand.
Will I drink their tequila? Absolutely.
What's it called? What's it called? What's it called?
Los Hombres something.
Oh, you remember.
Oh, so good.
You said it really nicely as well.
Los Hombres something.
Coming up on DBL, meet a bus driver who went above and beyond and helped a student pass a very important test. Heart Threads coming up next.
Loveland just wrote in and said, wait, how to disappoint fans, a seminar by the Breaking Bad people. Yeah, don't do that. You know what it reminds me of? And I want to know if this annoyed you guys. When Amy Schumer did this with her tummy and was like, I'm cooking something special. And then everyone's like, are you pregnant? And she's like, how dare you? And I'm like, yo, you held your belly and you said you were cooking something. That's what we're gonna think, guys. So would love to know your favorite Breaking Bad episode and what you loved about Breaking Bad. It sort of changed TV and became, I think, the golden era of TV, a lot of people say.
The Danger episode.
Come on in. Leo is a big fan and knows things that and he remembers things. Tell me about the Danger episode.
Yeah, that's that episode when Walter White pretty much mentally crumbles and he tells his wife, I am the danger. I'm the one who, he says, I'm the one who knocks. And that's kind of a knack to his flipping point, his turning point in the series when he becomes more of an antagonist.
That's right, and then the next thing you see him is he's like, now he owns his name. Say my name. Say my name. You're blank right, I am. Right?
It's good.
My husband put that to say my name. Say my name. It was really funny.
Ooh, that's a good mix.
Yeah, it was funny. All right, let us know your favorite Breaking Bad scene or episode.
Welcome back to DBL. Today's Heart Threads is all about going the extra mile. Watch how a bus driver helped a little girl on his route.
This bus driver helped a young rider pass her spelling test. Kindergartner Candace was learning spelling words in class. She told her bus driver, Mr. D, about the upcoming test. Mr. D started helping her learn words on his route.
We started using the words in context and in sentences and just putting things together for her.
I would spell the word out for him when we were driving.
When it came time for the test, Candace passed with flying colors. So she brought in a special thank you gift for her friend.
I wanted to give Mr. D donuts because I wanted to say thank you.
The gesture, but then the gratitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to apologize to my bus driver in New Kent, Virginia. I got suspended off the bus probably about 10 times.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I was terrible.
Okay,
Miss
so
Betty.
give a sincere apology.
Do it to
Give a sincere apology.
I think her name was Miss Betty. Miss Betty, me, my brother, my little sister, we all apologize for being little rugrats and little rascals. But look where I'm at now. Thank you. Thank you.
You better get sending her some donuts.
Yeah, it really is because they're driving you. You know, she was nice at times, but I was just doing too much back in the day.
I believe it. We'll be right back. Not hard.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Good hair
Hey Beauty Blasters, it's Wednesday and that means we're talking some beauty gossip. Yes, queen. Now I have all the hottest beauty tips, tricks, and some of the gossip that's going on in Hollywood, so let's get started now. Now, first up that's happening lately is John Legend released a song about skincare. Can you believe it? Cause I couldn't. Now, after I remembered who his wife is, Chrissy Teigen, she is amazing. Her skin is beautiful. She's known for fabulous looks. So you have to think, some of that had to rub off on John, right? Well, it rubbed off so much that he had to make a whole song about his love for a certain product called Patera. That's actually the song's name too, Patera. Say it with me, Patera. So cute, right? Now this song is about his love for the essence from SK2, a serum, if you may, that helps to hydrate, brighten, and do a little bit of everything for your skin. It's really wonderful. But even on the launch of this song, he even included his good friend, James Corden, to make sure that he had a couple of extra funny bits in the video. Pop Sugar actually met up with John Legend himself and asked what are some of his beauty tips and secrets. So, you know, I had to dig up on that and see what all of them were. The first one was to make sure that you have a multi-step skincare routine. Ooh, John Legend, you just won my heart over, honey. This is the truth, guys. You have to have a multi-step skincare routine to make sure that you're really servicing your skin and all the layers that we have. So that's cleansing, exfoliating, a toner, a moisturizer, a little eye cream, a serum. Make sure you got your steps in order and take care of the skin you're in. Now, the second one for him was a big bathroom. I don't think that's just about for everyone. That might not be feasible for everybody, but I do agree that you should have 2 separate spaces for your beauty needs. For his and his, hers and hers, theirs and theirs, whatever it is gonna be, go ahead and have some of that. All right, guys, now for more of his exclusive interview, go check out Pop Sugar's interview. We'll see you next time for Wednesday's Beauty Tea.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. What do we have, Tori?
We sure do. Ellis Walker on YouTube says, U.S. women's soccer team will also be a part of the ESPY Awards tonight. So that should be an amazing reception. I can't wait to see that. Michael Loveland agrees with Brandon that, yes, Sam, you should go purple.
Yeah.
I think Sam
our senior executive producer is here. What would you think about me dyeing my hair purple?
Take a look, Sam. We have it for you. There it is.
I think he should be lighter than that.
All right, bye, guys. I like it.
Good job, Jen.
Nice.